Chapter 92. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The broken sword of Shenzhou, the destiny of the East, Jiang Wanru's depravity and the beginning of the murder of the master. As Hua truly lost everything, the way of forgetfulness was embodied in her. The side effects of Shenin exploded doubly on her as she was cut off from all emotions. The hatred and obsession with Honkai made Hua completely become a machine to eliminate Honkai. Hua's obsession with killing all demons made him kill all those infected with Honkai that he saw while traveling in Shenzhou. If Hua finds out that someone is infected with Honkai, he will kill them all. If a family or force comes into contact with Honkai, the whole family will be wiped out and their lineage will be cut off. Tian Dao, Tian Wu's killing and breaking of the heart have been reflected in Hua. I can feel her hatred, domination, and killing Honkai. Xiu Chuji, the side effect of Shenin is the legendary Tai Shang Wang Qing. This Shenin is unworthy of being a human. Luoji, no. This is a thought stamp. If Kevin is because of Mei, then Hua, this nihilistic person, is so targeting Honkai because of the thought stamp. Jun Fengtian, legal Confucianism is ruthless, Confucianism and legalism are selfless. She has not yet reached this state of mind but is so ruthless. The effect of Shenin is really an evil move. Li Macho, how can this be an immortal? Isn't it clear that she is a demon like me? Zhu Yuanzhang, what demon? It's worthy of being an immortal who protects my Ming dynasty. It's so easy to play the 9 clans elimination. The scene changes. Over the past few hundred years, the Tang dynasty collapsed, the Song dynasty collapsed, the Yuan dynasty collapsed, and the Ming dynasty came. At this time, Hua's power has reached the peak of 300 and Taishu sword god can be released at will. Li Shimin, my Tang dynasty is destroyed. Where is the immortal? Save it. Guojing, it seems that the Song dynasty is doomed. Even if there are many heroes in the martial arts world, they can't change the change of dynasties. Zhu Yuanzhan, soul activate. Lu Shengjianing, at your fingertips. How can she release such a terrifying sword at her peak? Wang Quanfugi, is this an immortal? Sure enough, all the power of the mortal world is nothing but ants in the eyes of an immortal. Conan, but I am curious, what happened to make the immortal lose his power, and even a Taishu sword god can be exhausted. One day, when Hua went to Jiuyo to worship Danju Cangshuan, he accidentally discovered a group called Jiuyo Clan. They intend to use a very primitive method of gathering Honkai energy to revive Chiyu. Hua immediately killed all the members of the Jiuyo tribe. However, Lin Xiaoyu, the daughter of a couple from the Jiuyo clan, was kept by Hua. Because Hua found that she was not infected with the Honkai and knew nothing about what her parents had done, he spared her life and brought Lin Xiaoyu back to Taishu Mountain. At this time, Hua had no intention of accepting a disciple. He only taught Lin Xiaoyu sword techniques and some martial arts to help her cultivate her character and avoid going astray, that is, falling into the state of collapse. Lin Xiaoyu followed Hua as a maid, and studied Taishu sword chi diligently without complaint. Xia Dongqing, resurrect Chiyu. Are you sick? Can you overthrow the peace that Zhang Xian Danju exchanged for? Lin Yuxia, it's hard not to support Hua's behavior. After all, the evil must be eradicated. Wang Yi, it seems that she still has some feelings. At least she left it for the child. Tiandao Zongxi, grandma said that children are the treasures of the world. It seems that Hua's grandmother also said so. Jiutian Xuanzuan, Lin Xiaoyu is a good girl, casual and at ease, able to let go of the past, and distinguish right from wrong. The scene changes again. After Hua's family was wiped out again, she brought back a girl named Su Mei. Because her parents were killed by Hua, Su Mei did not give up everything like Lin Xiaoyu. Instead, she had a clear distinction between love and hate. She held the hatred for Hua and vowed to take revenge. At the same time, she was grateful to Hua for her teachings. Pataclifless, Ahua has become so scary. He would kill the whole family at any time, Chenjia, Aponia, you bitch. And you Mobius. Look at what you have done. Shimura Danzo, with such a scheming person, what's the difference between keeping her by your side and raising a tiger to harm yourself? Tushan Rongrong. It's really difficult to get revenge on someone as insightful as Su Mei. Wendy, she is such a contradictory person. If she was in Teyvat, she must have an ice-attributed divine eye, right? As the times progressed, disasters occurred frequently in China. When Hua was at a loss, he remembered the words in the Zhongshuan book. Qiyuan, go and establish your own sect. Thinking of this, Hua formally accepted Lin Chaoyu and Su Mei as his disciples and taught them martial arts. After accepting disciples, the Xian men became famous in the Ming dynasty, and the Taishu sword school became famous in the world. After Hua destroyed the sect again, he adopted the sisters Jiang Wanshi and Jiang Wanru, and accepted the third and fourth apprentices. A few years later, the fifth disciple Qingling Shuang, the sixth disciple Ma Yanqing, and the seventh disciple Qin Sui were accepted as disciples. Duan Lang, I want to learn this too. Such a domineering, extremely powerful sword technique, everyone who uses a sword would want to learn it. Zhang Xiaofan, perhaps this kind of Taoist tradition created by an immortal is the immortal sect. Doma, oh. I like the Jiang sisters so much. If they come to the eternal paradise sect, I will also let them become saints. Amethyst, they are both twins with purple hair. If she wasn't a gem person, I would have thought it was another one of us in the world. Jing Yuan, wait. Who did I see? Yan Qing. Fu Xian. Yan Qing is so lucky to be accepted as a disciple by the marshal. Su Chang, if I'm not mistaken, the seventh little disciple is my mother. March 7. This generation, your Xianzhou circle is so messed up. Hua is indifferent to his feelings. Apart from teaching martial arts, he goes down the mountain to fight demons. Except for Lin Chaoyu, the other 6 disciples were basically brought up by Lin Chaoyu. Lin Chaoyu, who was empty inside, also felt satisfied because of the admiration and recognition of his junior brothers and sisters. Among the 7 disciples, Hua is most optimistic about the 5th disciple Qingling Shuang. With her great talent, she will definitely be able to fully master the Taishu sword Qi, which will help her eliminate the collapse. When Hua's 7 disciples had achieved success in martial arts, he gave each of them a Xianyuan sword and asked them to go down the mountain to slay demons. Mordred, Lin Chaoyu and I are really similar. But she is very lucky to have someone who recognizes her. Bailey Tusu, an elder brother is like a father, and an elder sister is like a mother. This probably refers to people like Lin Chaoyu, Huiyun evil god. If I'm not mistaken, this little girl Qingling Shuang, ha 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 ha. She is a rare genius that only appears once in a century. Wang Quan Bei, indeed, she seems to be born with sword bones. I can feel this sword intent through the screen of Jinbang. To read exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. Shimen Chushue, 1 Xianyuan sword for each person. This is, the foundation of immortals. Hu Bai, my goodness, this is too rich. Who can stop the 7 swords of Taishu from coming down the mountain? After the 7 disciples traveled around the world, Hua also noticed that the Ming dynasty at that time, the largest dynasty in China at that time was the Ming dynasty, and the organization called Tianming in the European continent far to the west gathered the power of Europe and marched eastward to China. The 2 armies fought fiercely, and Hua also paid some attention to this war between the 2 countries, but he did not intend to interfere. Just as Hua was about to leave, Tianming used the Honkai weapon. At the moment he felt the Honkai energy, Hua immediately stepped into the battlefield and interfered with the direction of the war. Genghis Khan, I invaded Europe back then, and now I can let Europe invade me? The Ming dynasty is really a small fry. Tesla, don't shout upstairs, there is a ghost thing called Otto in Europe during this period. Void Wanzong, yes. Otto in this period has obtained me and the great library of the previous civilization. Dr. Strange, Hua will interfere. Although she is more rigid than the observer, being rigid also has its advantages. Hitler, why use Honkai weapons when you are sure to win? I am so angry. Honkai. You are hindering us. The army of the Destiny Eastern Expedition was defeated by Hua alone. And the strongest saint of the Destiny, Colin, holding the Oath of Judah, was also easily defeated by Hua. In the end, Hua did not kill them all, but said to Colin, user of the key, think carefully about what you are trying to protect. In this way, the destiny of unifying Europe was defeated by Hua alone, and the name of the Red Kite Immortal resounded in every corner of China. Hua Mulan, this is the real heroine who is as good as a man. One person can stop 1,000,000 troops. Vigo, Saint Colin. Is this the one in Otto's mind? She is really beautiful, only slightly inferior to Isolde. Otto Apocalypse, oh. My friend Vigo, what nonsense are you talking about? Colin is the best mouth in the world. Uzumaki Naruto hit first and then talk, this is the ultimate meaning of mouth escape. Ci Laogui, why doesn't my Qing have immortals? If there are immortals, the powers will be trash. Xiao Nianlang, if there really is an immortal, the immortal will kill you first. The scene changed, and the fourth disciple Jiang Wanru appeared in the picture, with traces of Honkai energy erosion appearing on her body. The news of Jiang Wanru's possession quickly spread among the 7 disciples, and they were well aware of their master's belief that anyone who possessed a demon must be killed. Lin Qiaoyu felt extremely sorry and sad for this junior sister whom she personally raised. Jiang Wanshi wanted to protect her sister and didn't want her to be killed by her master. Jiang Wanru is in her prime and is less than 20 years old, so she naturally doesn't want to die. Qin Sui is young, weak and quiet, and doesn't want to see her sister who grew up with her killed. Su Mei has served Hua for many years and feels that she has repaid his kindness. It is time for revenge. So Su Mei used scheming to win over the other 6 disciples and planned a disaster to kill the master. Huang Rong, it's over. With the Red Kite Immortal's paranoia, Jiang Wanru will definitely be killed. It may even implicate Jiang Wanshi. Mordred, are you going to rebel? The desire to rebel is burning in their bodies. Old Taoist, fate picks on the unfortunate. These 7 children are all unfortunate. 0.5, they have such a good relationship, they will definitely, don't go astray. Sun Quan, the time has come, start the army today. Yu Buchuan, this is simply treason. I knew Su Mei was scheming and raising a tiger to harm herself, but I didn't expect her to dare to do such an immoral thing. Jing. Yuan, little Yanqing, don't let me find out that you are involved in it, otherwise I will have to train you well. Lin Qiaoyu couldn't bear to see her junior sister who she raised killed, so she agreed. The Jiang sisters naturally agreed, and the 5th disciple Qing Lingshuang also joined in for some reason. The 6th disciple Ma Yanqing was obsessed with Su Mei and obeyed her every word. The 7th disciple Qin Sui didn't want to agree, but when she saw that the other sisters had also joined, she reluctantly agreed. Yang Guo, others are understandable, but why did Qing Lingshuang join? I can't understand. Fu Hongxue, maybe there is another hidden story. Jing Yuan, I really didn't know Yanqing like this, how could you be obsessed with bad women? Without women in your heart, you will naturally be a god when you draw your sword, Yanqing. Yanqing, I. To be honest, Su Mei is indeed a bit pretty, Denji, so, you also like bad women. Danzo, Qin Sui is too weak. Just like Sarutobi. Susheng, my mother is so serious, but it turns out she was so weak and indecisive when she was a child. I was shocked for a whole year. Chapter 93. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 7 disciples killed their master. The burly adult Yan Qing Jing Yuan, I can't accept this. The scene changes, Hua returns to Taishu Mountain as usual after killing the demons at the foot of the mountain. In the past, it was the eldest disciple Lin Qiaoyu who greeted her, but this time it was the youngest disciple Qin Sui. Hua did not feel anything wrong and followed Qin Suyi towards Fuyun Temple. On the mountain road, Qin Suyi hesitated for a long time. When she was about to tell the story, Su Mei appeared. Su Mei looked at Qin Suyi meaningfully, which made Qin Suyi timid and swallowed the words in her mouth. Zhang Lingyu, run. It's a trap. Taigong Wang, why is she so stunned? If she thinks about it, she will find something wrong. The first emperor of the Lost Belt, Qin Suyi, still has a conscience. She knows it's wrong and is shaken. Gilgamesh, that's just one thing. She is too timid and humble. What future can she have if she is scared back by a look? Su Chang, I don't allow you to scold her. She is my mother. To Shan Yaya, in the end, it's still this Su Mei. She is too scheming, so deep that it makes people vomit. The three of them returned to Fuyun Temple. The moment they entered Fuyun Temple, Hua knew that all her 7 disciples were in Fuyun Temple. Hua was not on guard, nor did he have any doubts. He was just a little surprised that the 7 swords of Taishu were all together for the first time after coming down the mountain. However, in a moment, Jian Wanqi's Feng Qingyang pierced Hua's eardrum. Ma Yanqing's Qi Juying blinded Hua's eyes. 7 people surrounded Hua. Feng Qingyang, the upright sword, has gone astray with the swordsmanship of slaying demons. He is unworthy of being a son. Fujimaru Ritsuka, unforgivable. I used all my strength in this sword and didn't hold back. Don't you have any feelings at all? Jing Lu, is it this little brother who started it first? Since you want to become the Luofu sword master, you must pass the test in both character and will. Fu Xian, people like Yan Qing who are on the gold list, killed their master, have no opinion, and are led by women. They are not qualified to be the sword master. Yan, Qing, 16 me. You, me. This is not mine at all. I don't even know any Su Mei. My sword heart is incomparably firm. Ting Yun, illusion, do you like bad women? This is a breakthrough. However, there was a change in Su Mei's perfect plan, and Lin Qiaoyu did not take action. She still held on to a glimmer of hope and begged, Master, please, let Wanru go. In the time it took for Hua to catch his breath, his body's injuries began to heal rapidly. Shimura Danzo, it's already been done. Once the arrow is shot, there's no turning back. You're too weak to beg for mercy in the middle of a battle. Renyen, since you've already taken action, just go all the way to the end. Just kill her. Ashina Ishin, according to common sense, if you hesitate, you'll lose. Wolverine, this self-recovery ability is comparable to the healing factor. However, what Ling Hua did not expect was that Qing Ling Shuang's terrifying talent had actually reached the 4th level of Taishu sword Qi, Taishu, and she had also realized the Taishu sword god. In an instant, Qing Ling Shuang's sword pierced Hua's forehead, destroyed Hua's brain lobe, and finally went out of his skull. At the same time, the other 6 swords pierced Hua's body at the same time, killing him completely. Hua's right foot was broken along with the toes, the tendons and veins in both hands were broken, his internal organs were completely destroyed, there were more than 10 wounds on his heart, and there was a sword mark on his forehead between his eyebrows that pierced his skull. Hua's body fell heavily to the ground, and blood began to spill on the ground. Dao Xian, you have great talent, but it's a pity that you don't follow the right path. I will kill you when I see you. Tony Stark, the brain is the most important part of a person. She is dead for a skull injury. You Buchuan, beast. A bunch of beasts. I have never seen such a shameless person. Kamiju Toma, this is not killing. This is clearly torture. Civilization before the collapse of the world, all the heroes looked unhappy. Shinjia's fist hardened. Kevin silently held the holy judge of Skyfire. Su opened his eyes, and Mobius narrowed his eyes. Even Alicia lost her happy mood and looked a little gloomy. The collapse of the Tang dynasty timeline. Sangshuan Book cried and fell into Hua's arms. I'm sorry. I don't know, I really don't know. Hua uncomforted Sang Xian's book inside as he looked at her death on the gold list, human heart, that the 7 Taishu disciples were all at a loss, their faces pale as they stepped back. Qing Lingshuang's eyes dodged, Qin Sui and Lin Qiaoyu's swords fell to the ground, Jiang Wanshi hugged Jiang Wanru and cried bitterly. Su Mei pretended to be calm and signaled everyone to leave Taishu Mountain, and finally set a big fire on Taishu Mountain. A raging fire spread across Taishu Mountain, and the 7 disciples scattered and disappeared. Atrox, you still want to destroy the body? Your behavior reminds me of the papaya star spirit. Su Mei. Let me kill you 1,000 times, it's not enough. Chen Huijia, putting aside everything else, setting fire to the mountain and spending the rest of her life in prison. Doesn't she care about the lives of the people around her? Brother Hu, Su Mei mimics baby. You must be the singer. Li Xiaoyao, what did they get? They saved Jiang Wanru, lost their master and home, and finally went their separate ways. After this shocking incident, no one could remain calm. Everyone was filled with fear and guilt, and Su Mei was no exception. However, no one noticed that the young disciple Qin Sui disappeared. At this moment, the scene changed. Qin Sui, with tears on her face, walked through the sea of fire and took away Hua's body before the fire spread to Fuyun Temple. After this day, the fire at Taishu Mountain shocked China. The whole Shenzhou is spreading the news that the red kite immortal ascended to heaven, and the 7 disciples of Taishu were scattered. Mebius, Hua won't die so easily. As long as there is time, it can still automatically repair itself. Fortunately, this heartless person took Hua's body away. Okita Suji, among the 7 disciples of Taishu, only Qin Sui has a little conscience, just a little. Su Shang, my mother is helpless. She was forced to join the master killing under pressure. If my mother was stronger, she would definitely not do this. Huang Xilang, the immortal ascended to heaven, and the disciples gained fame. What a good deal. Kuzhenwu, Ba. Hypocrisy. This bunch of traitors, except Qin Sui, deserve to die 100 times. In a secret room, Hua slowly opened his eyes. Her consciousness began to revive, her instincts denied her death, and her body began to recover. Immortals are immortal. As cells begin to regenerate, Hua's brain and body begin a long process of repair. Hua gradually gained intuition, but he forgot everything, even who he was. As the brain repairs, some memory fragments appear in Hua's mind. What Hua didn't know was that Qing Lingshuang's sword broke Hua's sword heart and also broke his divine voice. The suppressed emotions began to emerge, and Hua began to transform from an immortal to a human. The memory of the 7 disciples working together to kill her was recalled, and Hua was extremely confused. Why? With doubts about this matter, Hua began to waiting for the day when her body was repaired, she would go to find the answer herself. Reikage Lauda, Hua is not in the resurrection match, she just pretended to be dead. Kaisha, it's worse than the divine body. It seems that high attack and low defense are the characteristics of this world. To read the violent novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. Wolverine, it's a good thing to be completely resurrected. I look forward to the day when Hua will go for revenge. Wangquan Bei, the sword heart is broken, but the divine sound is also broken. As the saying goes, good and bad are interdependent. This can be regarded as a coincidence that Hua has found her former self. Virgil, this is a reckoning, which will come sooner or later. I want to see how the traitors will deal with the approaching storm. The screen switched to the land of China. During the 10 years since Hua's death, Lin Qiaoyu and Ma Yanqing got married and founded the Taishu sect. However, Ma Yanqing abandoned his previous name when he got married and changed his name to Ma Faima. After marriage, he also obeyed Su Mei's words. Lin Qiaoyu hated Su Mei, this vixen. She was quiet and gentle by nature, but she would become extremely irritable when she heard Su Mei. No one in the entire Taishu sect even mentioned Su Mei's name. Lin Chaoying, this Ma Yanqing is just like Wang Chongyang, a hypocrite and a heartless man. Butterfly Shinobu, they are sisters who grew up together, why does Su Mei treat Lin Chaoyu like this? Tosaka Rin, sisters are not necessarily really good, not to mention that they just grew up together. Starry Sky World, Xianzhou Luofu, Yanqing is now afraid to go out, walking on the street there were pointing fingers and contemptuous eyes everywhere, such as scumbag, bootlicker, etc. In addition, the person who killed the master was exactly the same as Marshal Xianzhou, which made Yan Qing's reputation drop to the bottom. Although Yan Qing wanted to shout that this was not him, the person in the picture was indeed exactly like him. Su Mei founded the Wushuang sect and inherited the rules of Taishu Mountain, killing the demons in Shenzhou. However, she fell into a vicious circle. She experienced Hua Dangna's choice, but she was not a ruthless Hua. She felt heartbroken every time she killed a demon. Ōtsutsuki Mamashiki, I sneered at Qi Yuan when I first met him, obeyed Qi Yuan when I grew up, and understood Qi Yuan after killing my master. Ningguang, it was too late to understand the truth, and I finally ate the bitter fruit of regret. Akemi, Homura, Su Mei gradually began to understand what is right, and also understood Qi Yuan, but there is no chance to start over. Dad, if you don't listen to the old man, you will suffer the consequences. Hua can still make a wrong decision after thousands of years of experience. Qin Suyi married the owner of Yijian Villa and gave birth to a daughter, Li Susheng. Because Qin Suyi was dragged into the murder of the master in 597, Jianxin was broken and gave up on himself. In order to let her daughter carry her expectations, she sent her daughter Li Susheng to Qingling Shuang in Mabe, and entrusted her with the expectation of comprehension of the 5 elements of Taishu and becoming the best in the world. Dugu Jian, the broken sword heart means that she regretted it from the beginning. From the moment she killed her master, her sword heart was broken. Susheng, my mother never told me this. Does my mother in another world have such high expectations of me? What should I do if I am not good at literature or martial arts? Xiao Sanxiao, become the best in the world. Qin Suyi's expectations are really high. Who does she think is the best in the world? Qingling Shuang entered the world with a sword, defeated all opponents in the world, became the strongest in the Shenzhou Jianghu, and lived in seclusion in the northern desert after being worthy of the title of the world's number 1. Because he owed Qin Suyi a favor before, at Qin Suyi's request, Qingling Shuang accepted Li Suchong as his apprentice and founded the Supreme Freedom sect with only 2 people. Dugu Qiubai, it's very similar to me that I defeated all the opponents in the world, so I lived in seclusion in the valley. I really want to see which one is stronger, Dugu 9 swords or Taishu sword Qi. Yanghua, oh my ancestor. People say that the world is a martial arts world, but you really think it's a martial arts world? They are immortal heroes. They cultivate true Qi. They are more powerful than us. Wang Quanbei, so strong. If Qingling Shuang joins, we will be able to take off the mask of the world more easily. Xiongba, Supreme Freedom Sect. What a crazy name. But Qingling Shuang is qualified, I hope the apprentices she teaches can be the same as her. Ma Yanqing wandered around the world, unrestrained and arrogant. From the rich and powerful to the hooligans, Ma Yanqing would beat them up whenever he wanted. And the beautiful boy from childhood has turned into a rough and muscular man, Ji Songhai, ha 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 ha. If it weren't for the master-killing incident, Ma Yanqing and I would definitely be able to get along. What a pity, Jing Yuan, why has Yan Qing grown up so big? Is this how Yan Qing will grow up? I can't accept it. Aha, ahaha. I'm so happy. Elmeloy too, to be honest, beautiful boys do change a lot when they grow up. The scene changes, Li Susheng gradually grows up, and after becoming proficient in swordsmanship, she plans to leave Mabe, confirming Qin Suyi's expectations of her. At the same time, Auto Apocalypse also came to Shenzhou. Chapter 94. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Li Susheng and the Rakshasa, a love doomed to failure, and the sword broken ends. The scene comes to Otto's perspective. Colin, his saint, his faith is dead. After Colin's death, Otto was depressed for a while, and then thought of the Red Kite Sage who easily defeated them. Thinking that the invincible power of the Red Kite Immortal would definitely save Colin, Otto immediately put Colin into the most technologically advanced coffin today, and went to Shenzhou with the coffin on his back under the pseudonym of Luo Sha. Colin Kislana, my great inventor, you don't have to mourn for me, my dedication is unshakable. Otto Apocalypse, Colin, how can I sit idly by and watch your death? Vigo, Colin, his lover, her death also took away the great inventor, the god of pure love, has come from now on. Susheng, oh my god. Luo Sha. Could it be that Luo Sha has met Li Susheng? March 7, could it be that the coffin carried by Mr. Luo Sha also contains his lover? However, when Otto arrived at Taishu Mountain, he saw only a burnt mountain and ruins. Otto was deeply disappointed and felt lost. The world was so big, but he didn't know how to save Colin. When passing through Mabe, Otto accidentally met the girl Li Susheng, and inadvertently learned that she was the disciple of the Red Kite Immortal. Otto saved Li Susheng from danger and received her gratitude. When Li Susheng learned that the Rakshasa were looking for the Red Kite Immortal, he immediately thought of taking the Rakshasa to see Chengling Shuang. As the fifth disciple of the Red Kite Immortal, he must know where the Red Kite Immortal is. So Luo Sharon and Li Susheng set out on the road back to Wushang's Iman. Susheng, I really met Li Susheng. Eisen, their meeting was a coincidence, and their acquaintance was really carefully planned by Otto. Tushan Rongrong, what a deep scheme, only Su Mei can play against him, right? Fortunately, Otto was still a mortal who would be troubled by the secular world at this time. Shinomiya Kagaya, Li Susheng is a bit too naive. Can you bring a man home just like that? Susheng, aw. Why am I so ignorant of this? Is she stupid? On the way, Luosha's knowledge, humor and gentleness deeply attracted Li Susheng. In addition, they were close friends in life and death, and Li Susheng secretly fell in love with Luo Sha. Otto was also very gentle to this lively little sister and treated her very well, which made Li Susheng unable to extricate herself. March 7, it turns out that Susheng and Luo Sha are a pair of CPs. Chen Tianwu, it's a pity that the result between them is already doomed. Unrequited love for an infatuated person will not have any result. Baiyin Yuhuan, Li Susheng is simply a free gift. Compared with the king of Kagaya, she is a hopeless Baiyin. On the way back to Mabe, Luo Sha and Li Susheng happened to meet Ma Yanqing, whose temperament had changed drastically. Ma Yanqing felt a faint sense of Honkai energy from the Rakshasa man and thought that he might have become possessed by a demon, so he immediately wanted to fight with the Rakshasa man. Seeing this, Li Suchong drew his sword and protected the Rakshasa behind him, and went up to fight Ma Yanqing, but was defeated by Ma Yanqing with one blow, and even suffered serious injuries. Jing Yuan, Old Ma. Hey! Old Ma. Ah! Old Ma. Ah! How did you become like this? Weber, Ma Yanqing and the Emperor are really alike, both are rugged muscular men. Yanqing, this, luckily I'm from Xianzhou, and immortality will slow down my growth. Mash Kirilite, don't be offended by the fact that boys will grow up to be big guys. The Rakshasa was helpless, and the golden light flowed in his hands. Do you dare to take my sword? Ma Yanqing was amused by the Rakshasa man. There were indeed people in the world who could say that, but they were all people he knew. How could this yellow-haired boy like Rakshasa man have the qualifications to be so arrogant? The light in the Raksasa's hand slowly condensed into shape, and the mimicry of the holy judge of heavenly fire appeared in his hand. However, Otto's body was not yet a soul steel body that could store Honkai energy. His previous imitation of Judas had exhausted his Honkai energy. After Shenzhou's so-called true energy was exhausted, Otto fell to the ground. And the sword was not swung out. Siegfried, old Marco is so brave. Sato Shinwa, this is a mimicry. The only sword in the key of God that can be mimicked by Otto is the Holy Fire Judge. Lady Hershers of Knowledge, why didn't I know that old Six was so arrogant? It must be Su-mei who led him astray. Tosaka-rin, Otto is also sick, why did he fail at the critical moment? Ma Yanqing did not take action, but drove the carriage to send Luo Sha and Li Susheng back to Qinglingshuang's residence. The scene changed, and Li Susheng woke up from her coma and was already in her room. She saw the Rakshasa lying beside her gradually become stunned. For the first time, she felt that the unconscious Rakshasa was more like a human being than when he was awake. Suddenly, Li Suchong reacted, her face flushed, and she kicked the Rakshasa off the bed. Qinglingshuang looked at Li Susheng, who was blushing and tearful, with an anti-smile, then turned around and walked out. Kadok, her one-sided love for Otto is doomed to be fruitless. Fujiwara Chika, hey hey hey. They even slept in the same bed. How could there be no chance? Uchiha Obito, because Otto's small heart is already full of Colin, there is no room for anyone else. Tesla, ha 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 ha. I'm dying of laughter when he was kicked off the bed. Otto, you're going to have such an embarrassing day too. Sawamura Sayuri, I suddenly like Qinglingshuang a little bit. I can see that she is also a fun person who loves to play with people. In the front hall, when Ma Yanqing saw the fifth senior sister whom he had not seen for many years, he felt itchy and wanted to fight, so he planned to have a fight with Qinglingshuang. However, Qinglingshuang had been calm for decades, but she got angry for the first time after seeing Li Suchong injured. She ignored Ma Yanqing with a cold face, but picked up a wooden sheath and defeated Ma Yanqing with one blow. Seti, you are eager to fight? Then win. What does it matter if you lose? Wang Quanbei, this. Qinglingshuang is called the Sword of Heaven and Earth, she is invincible under the immortals. Li Susheng, why don't I know about this? Master can kill uncle in seconds, and uncle can kill me in seconds. It turns out that master is so powerful. Emperor Shirtian, as a martial arts legend in this world, Qinglingshuang's strength is unquestionable. Ma Yanqing was convinced and then explained the purpose of his visit. He came to deliver a message on behalf of Su-mei, and gave Qinglingshuang a shocking piece of news. To read the exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. The Red Kite Immortal was resurrected. And he killed Qin Sui. Qinglingshuang slowly walked into Li Suchong's room. At this time, Li Suchong was still immersed in the joy of breakthrough. Qinglingshuang opened her cherry lips slightly and uttered 4 words. Your mother is dead. Li Haotian, wait. What happened? Qin Sui is obviously the most innocent, why do you want to kill him first? Uchiha Sasuke, parent sacrifice to heaven is an important way for her to become the best in the world. Wolverine, although her recovery ability is not as good as the self-healing factor in a short time, it is simply terrifying when it is extended for a long time. Is her memory still there? Professor X, I am also wondering, the cerebral lobe is damaged, no matter how it is repaired, the memory will be lost. Old Taoist, great joy and great sorrow are happening at the same time, I hope Suchong can hold on. Qinglingshuang is not very friendly, isn't she so straightforward? She is really not afraid of offending people. Yanggua, no one can beat Qinglingshuang. Who is she afraid of offending? The scene changed, and Li Susheng looked at the Rakshasa, feeling a little disappointed. Rakshasa, I want to avenge my mother. To the Red Kite Immortal, the Rakshasa asked. Well, to the Red Kite Immortal. Su Chong, it's over. After this is over, my family will no longer have a place to stand in the immortal boat Yao Qing. Su Chong, but her revenge is right, all. So conflicted. Jintai Beast Rakshasa people are easy to get along with. They will really help when needed, even if it's the Red Kite Immortal. Cheng, Liuxiang, they are just trying to stop a chariot with a mantis arm. How can 2 mortals defeat an immortal? A lean camel is bigger than a horse. Luo Hao, what's wrong with immortals? As long as they're alive, gods can kill them. The scene changed again. This time, the sky was gloomy and it was raining. Hua collapsed at the foot of the mountain and looked at Otto holding Li Susheng. Otto was standing in the heavy rain, holding Li Susheng tightly in his arms, and said something to Hua. Li Susheng was dying. The seriously injured Li Susheng looked at Otto's cheek. She knew very early that Otto had another person in his heart. His dream was to revive his childhood sweetheart. He never laid his eyes on her. As Master said, she and her mother both had bad eyesight towards men. But even so, Li Suchong still wants to follow Otto and see the day when his dream comes true. Lu Chuang, fuck. He really won. Song Chi Ching Zi, maybe Fu Hua's power has not been fully restored, and it may not be restored. After all, the sword heart is broken. Wang Quan Bei, yeah. The sword heart is broken, and the sword can't be lifted. Fei Yang Yang, Otto looks so handsome. Otto is a real man. But Li Suchong is also a little bit. Chuang, Simon, she just doesn't want to miss this unattainable love. Matu Sakura, this kind of love is really good. But for Li Susheng, it is also a difficult road to walk. Scarlet Witch Wanda, will Li Susheng, whose eyes are full of Otto, see the day when Otto will set his eyes on her? Otto carried Li Susheng down the Tianxiong Peak step by step and gradually disappeared. The scene changed. Otto brought Li Susheng back to Tianming, froze Li Susheng with the most advanced technology, and stopped his time. He will thaw and cure Li Susheng's injuries one day in the future. Steve Rogers, Frozen. It seems that Otto still has feelings for Li Susheng. Aizen, maybe he doesn't want to give up Li Susheng, such a powerful fighter. Luffy, hey. Don't think so darkly of people. Although Otto is a villain 500 years later, he is a real man now. Chapter 95. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The queen arrives. Fu Hua is seriously injured. Otto comes to the rescue. As time went by, the 7 swords of Taishu disappeared in the long river of time, and their Taoism also disappeared. The Chinese martial arts world completely declined, the Qing dynasty entered the country, and the Ming dynasty fell. Chaos broke out frequently in China, and no one could stop it, so it could only be filled with human lives. Huang Rong, martial arts eventually declined. I didn't expect that even the powerful Ming dynasty would perish. Huang Taiji, I really like what Zhu Yuanzhang said before, my Ming dynasty is invincible. Nye Feng, the world's ups and downs are created by our generation. Once we enter the world, time rushes, and even the immortals disappear in time, which is a pity. Dugu Qiubai, it's a pity for Qing Lingshuang. She is a genius, a peerless beauty, but she can only end up alone. Ubuyashiki, Yoya, without these Taoist sects, humans will face collapse just like we faced ghosts in the ignorant period. I hope the people of China can survive it. At this time, Hua had lost most of his power and was no longer able to protect Shenzhou. Hua's first thought was to seek help from Otto. After all, Otto was the user of the void Monzong. So Hua traveled across mountains and rivers to Europe and found Otto. This time the identities are reversed. It used to be Otto looking for Hua, but now it is Hua looking for Otto. Hua knew that Otto had the void 10,000 treasures, and that European technology was superior to that of all continents in the world. Only he could protect Shenzhou. Under the deal with Hua, she worked for Otto and told him some secrets of the previous civilization, and Otto protected Shenzhou for her who had lost her power. Silco, nowadays, the identities of immortals and mortals have suddenly changed. Things in the world are unpredictable. Mr. E, I am so happy. It turns out that you who are so high and mighty have to ask Otto for help one day, Tony Stark, but to be honest, Otto is like a cheat. Isn't the development of modern technology in the Middle Ages a dimensionality reduction attack? The first emperor, what a shame. It is such a great irony that a foreigner has to protect the land of China. In order to facilitate his work, Hua changed his name to Fu Hua and traveled around the world for Otto. In the foggy city of London, Fu Hua transformed into Watson and solved countless mysteries with Sherlock Holmes. In the UK, Fu Hua transformed into a white knight butler and infiltrated a secret organization to steal intelligence. Fu Hua has appeared in every country. Fu Xian, Fu Hua. Fu Hua. Could it be that the marshal's last name is also Fu? Could it be that the marshal and I have some unknown blood relationship? Teresa, I don't know whether you and Fu Hua are related, but I always feel that you and I have some relationship. Merlin, I told you not to mix up the things of the 10,000 worlds. Conan, Watson. I'm lucky enough to solve a case with Sherlock Holmes. It's amazing. Holmes, Watson changed from a middle-aged man to an old girl. Unbelievable. By the way, I'm not a woman in that world, am I? Until the second collapse, Fu Hua burned Yu Dukhen and cut off the connection between God and Shilin, and was saved by Walter. When Fu Hua woke up, the second collapse had already ended, and Otto's new plan was born. The scene changes to the St. Freya Academy founded by Teresa following Cecilia's will. Fu Hua, wearing a training suit, is doing morning exercises. The product of the second collapse, the experimental subject K423 entered St. Freya as Kiana, and Fu Hua sneaked in to monitor her. However, during K423's awakening, many things happened. Fu Hua didn't know Otto's plan, but was ordered to monitor. Kevin, Hua, after 50,000 years, how come you are in high school again? Weshirazawa Huiin, this is called repeating after taking a leave of absence. Magical girl Shilin, Kiana and another child cloned by my DNA. She is my daughter. Cecilia, Otto has no bottom line. But I'm a grandmother. It's a bit strange. Until K423 saw everything about the second collapse in the virtual war room, saw her mother, and saw her fake identity. K423 covered his head and murmured, impossible. My mother and I defeated the Herschers together and saved everyone. Fu Hua assisted K423 at this time and said mercilessly, Cecilia is dead, all this is fake. Kiana, it's time to wake up from the dream. The fourth generation god-killing armor, Shadow Knight Ueluan, slowly appeared. Teresa, who came, was suppressed. Kiana was knocked unconscious by Fu Hua and taken back to the headquarters of the Destiny. Fujiwara Ritsuka, wait, the fake Kiana thought she was the real Kiana, then the real Kiana. Wouldn't she be killed? Aozaki Tuko, it is very likely that she will be dissected and soaked in formalin. Bianca, Yolandel, is it possible that she is getting stronger all the time? May, this fourth-generation god-killing armor, was studied through the blank key. What a good idea. Kaching, it's sad that the red kite immortal who once saved the world has become Otto's accomplice. The scene came to the laboratory of the Destiny headquarters, and the auto transfer test chamber familiar to everyone in the world said elegantly, welcome home. K423. At this time, K423 in the test chamber opened her golden eyes, and the Honkai energy carried her will to Siberia. The ruins of Siberia collapsed for the second time, and Benares, sealed under the ice, opened his eyes. Bang. Benares breaks through the ice. All of this was monitored by Otto. In order to rescue K423, Teresa also began to march towards the headquarters of the Destiny, intending to rebel against the Destiny. Mebius, your civilization doesn't recycle the Hokai beasts after killing them? You actually let them revive. Mocha, deduct 1 to revive Benares, deduct 2 to hell, Shilin, 11111. Big brother, can you change to my mother? Sun Wukong, 2222. Mordred, Teresa, I like you. Rebel. Rebel against your despicable grandfather. Lu Bu, the one above is a bit rebellious. The scene changes, above the clouds, BHBC. Fu Hua is confronting Benares. The black and purple armor on Fu Hua's body turned black and red, and the tail and armor were completely freed. To read the exciting novel, go to Faloo Novel Network. The fourth generation of Valkyrie armor, Shadow Knight Moon will restrictions lifted. Benares looked at Fu Hua and began to roar loudly. For streams of collapse energy in the atmosphere began to gather and gradually condensed into 4 crystals. Fu Hua murmured, "Has the heart appeared? Yulundel, send the Valkyrie troops to cover me, and I will deal with these crystals." As she spoke, Fu Hua's left arm flashed with golden light, and the domination of the great void grip was pierced on her arm. "Zhangguo, there are other masters. Who is the one who can be entrusted by Fu Hua?" Master came, it always feels like a scion. Thor, oh. This great void grip is much cooler than the infinity gauntlet. Yao Yu, but how can Fu Hua, whose sword heart is broken, defeat the judgment-level Honkai beast? Dongfang Yuechu, everyone may have forgotten one thing all along. Master Fu Hua's best skill is not the sword, but the boxing. In the clouds, a red light with a tail streaked across the sky, and Fu Hua approached Banara's heart as if he was in an empty space. How dare the light of a grain of rice compete with the fire of the vast universe? The heart representing fire is broken. The iceberg is just a little cold. The heart representing Han Bing is broken. The followers of the second Hershers, please leave now. The other 2 hearts were broken, and Benares was successfully shot down by Fu Hua. Rika Takanashi, so handsome, so handsome, so handsome. I've memorized all these lines. Sakamoto, she knows how to act cool. Su Kei, it looks like Fu Hua will soon be one of the avatars of the skyblasting gang. Cosmo, Ku1, Alicia, I can't believe it, Hua, this honest beautiful girl, has learned to talk dirty. I'm so happy. Just as Fu Hua was dealing with Benares, the second Hershers arrived again. Hearing the warnings and cries for shelter, Fu Hua shattered the ceiling and appeared directly in front of the second Hershers. Fu Hua tried her best, but her strength was far less than when she was in the second collapse. The effective attack healed quickly, and the bad compatibility made Fu Hua restrained and finally defeated. Fu Hua was being pinched on the head by the second Hershers floating in the air, and she had no power to resist. Dimoludo, if you are not seriously injured, you will only end up defeated if you fight against an enemy with infinite recovery. Wanzhong Longwo, the immortals are invincible. Fu Hua is firing on all cylinders. Frustrated? Guangmingyuan Gates, what do you mean by being defeated at the speed of light? This is probably tit for tat. Sun Quan, Shilin has long remembered the grudge of Fu Hua beating up Shilin. The time has come, let's start a war today. Peter Parker, this scene of pinching the head looks so familiar. Oh. I remember. The Observer was also pinched by Ultron in this way. Observer, are you going to whip me for this too? The second Hersher said lazily, not bad, you are indeed different from them. What puzzles me is that you did not use your full strength in the battle just now. Are you planning something? But it doesn't matter anymore. You are just an ant in my hand. Go to hell. Snap, snap, snap. Just as the second Hershers was about to kill Fu Hua, a round of applause was heard. Otto walked slowly towards the second Hershers, and a hint of fear appeared in the second Hersher's eyes that ignored everything. As a man who coveted the power of God and plotted against her, and with Otto using the holy blood of Shaniat against her, the second Hershers had no choice but to give up. Elmeloi too, don't forget that Fu Hua can recover to her peak in Yuduchin's domain. Fujimaru Ritsuka, oh. That's why. Peak experience card. But why doesn't Fu Hua use it? Gojo Satoru, isn't Otto here to save the day? Ikimara Jin, TSK, Otto gives me the same sense of oppression as Aizen, they are both scheming and plotting behind the scenes. Seeing this, Otto complimented the second Hershers and gave him a very respectable step. The second Hershers left Fu Hua down the stairs and turned away. Otto looked at Fu Hua and explained his plan. Chapter 96. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Immortal Chiyuan, I did not lie. Watching the Hershers of the sky leave, Otto turned around and was about to mimic the black abyss white flower. I'll give you treatment first, to celebrate the successful completion of the first phase of the plan. Otto is like a venomous snake. He is a very smart person that I have rarely seen. Is his plan from the second collapse to now just the first stage of the plan? Otto will fail because he is still a human being. The more humans play tricks, the more powerless they will feel. Tushan Rongrong, but as a human being, he played a game of chess for decades and lived for an ideal for 500 years. It is still very admirable. Kesha, true love will last forever. Why let her go? Don't you know that her purpose is? Fu Hua asked weakly. The Hershers of the Void is targeting Mei, Teresa, and the others. If they let the Hershers of the Void pass, they will die. The time at St. Freya made Hua feel the warmth and friendship she hadn't felt for a long time. Even though she was lurking in St. Freya Academy, Fu Hua still recognized the kindness of Kiana, Teresa and others. In addition, the similarities between Himiko and Himiko make Fu Hua feel more and more close to everyone in St. Freya. She believed that Otto had his own plans and would not make a big fuss, but she did not expect that Otto would disregard the life of his granddaughter, Teresa. Teresa, hey. That won't happen. Grandpa. No, maybe Grandpa will really give up on me, Whitebeard. He can even abandon his loved ones for that illusory ideal. He deserves to be lonely and unloved all his life. Wu Chen, everything is karma. If you work for Otto, your hard-earned friendship will also disappear. Shinaka Kengo, no, I believe Fu Hua will laugh from the bottom of her heart. After all, Kiana is the final winner. Gilgamesh, wow. I forgot, with the guarantee of Kiana, the god of the earth, Fu Hua will probably be promoted to the finals. Cosmo, Hua still has Super Coup 1 artificial collapse that has not been used. Don't worry. It's Teresa, I know. Otto interrupted Fu Hua calmly. They will be caught up soon. No one will mess things up this time. They will fight to the last moment. Otto's expression didn't change at all, as if he was indifferent to everything. Teresa, Grandpa. What are you talking about? Are you really just watching like this? Grandpa, have you really betrayed me? Faloo Shaojin Gang, alas, upstairs, it's really unlucky to have such a grandpa. Orochimaru, he's really, even more indifferent than me. He's worthy of being a scientist who has lived for 500 years. Hikari, he has crossed the bottom line of scientists, and is more paranoid and darker than those aliens. Amiya Shiro, come on. Old woman playing with the cross. You can't survive without fighting. Fu Hua looked at Otto in shock. What did you say? Facing Fu Hua's questions, Otto began to reveal his plan. K423's body is inhabited by the consciousness of Kiana and Serin's consciousness takes over this body after awakening. However, this is not what Otto wanted. So the second phase of the plan was born. Kiana's consciousness was only suppressed, not completely gone. If Kiana could defeat Serin's will, she could create a human with the power of the Hershers. For Otto, manipulating a human is much easier than manipulating a Hershers. Lord Extinction Illusion, the scene of seizing the body. How can a naive teenage girl compete with the Hershers who destroys the world? Atrus, don't be so absolute. Gods, demons, and all kinds of powerful beings are not invincible. As long as you persist, you will definitely be able to turn defeat into victory. Gakuwa Kotori, creating humans who control the power of the Hershers is even more outrageous than artificial elves. Jinx, he is simply a lunatic. A lunatic crazier than me. Abe Haruaki, but he is right. The Hershers, who only thinks about destruction, cannot be negotiated. Only humans with emotions and concerns can be easily manipulated. However, since K423's consciousness can be suppressed, it is destined to be difficult to revive. At this point, Otto's mouth curled up into a meaningful smile. Fu Hua guessed something, her pupils trembled. Could it be? That's right. I think you have guessed it. Otto said in a firm tone. That is emotion, emotion can create miracles. I have always believed that the feelings between people can be transformed into an extremely powerful force. In the 2 years at St. Freya, they have established an unbreakable bond. And these warm and beautiful memories will become her strength to tear apart the heart of the Herschers who does not know what love is. Kyubi, playing with feelings. Otto, as a human, you understand feelings better than us incubators, so you will naturally understand the risks, right? Don't be like us and fail because of playing with feelings. Teresa, no, his heart is extremely passionate, he has great trust in feelings, and he firmly believes that feelings can create miracles. Homura Akemi, the reason why Otto will not fail like you is because he believes in the power of love. Ilya, emotions can make a person whose existence is fixed surpass his own myth, and naturally it can also make Kiana win. Uchiha, Sasuke, the bond of the connection will wake her up and let her break free from the mist. And they will be killed. Fu Hua said anxiously. Otto revealed his true intention at this time. He had no intention of saving Teresa and the others. Only in desperate situations can the brilliance of humanity bloom. When the victim appears, it is time for K423 to take back the body. He believes Teresa and the others can kill the Herschers with love, which is a feat that only they can create. Honkai, similarly, when the sacrifice appears, Kiana's human heart will be shattered. Himaya Jun, he is no longer human, he is a demon. The color of life is not for people like you to control. Asakura Riku, who will be sacrificed? Teresa, or Raiden Mei, Jeezy, to be honest, I am also curious. The victim must have truly loved Kiana, right? Poor unfortunate girl surrounded by love. Fu Hua stared at Otto blankly. This man was crazy, completely crazy. He was crazy from the very beginning. Ha 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 ha, ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. To read exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. Fu Hua couldn't help but let out a mocking and sad laugh, which attracted Otto's attention. Su Huanjin, it's sad and lamentable. After 5,000 years, all Fu Hua got was loss and betrayal. Shengong Bao, the destiny cannot be violated. All this is destined. It is Fu Hua's calamity. But I think the chance to break the calamity may lie in this girl, Kiana. March 7, Fu Hua must have many opportunities to be redeemed. After all, Fu Hua can be like Uncle Yang. How do you say it? Paimon, if Uncle Yang is Yang sit up, then Fu Hua is Fu sit up. Xing, are you really a genius? Otto subconsciously guarded against Fu Hua and asked, old friend, your behavior is beyond my control. Now I ask you one last time, do you want to be my enemy? The laughter stopped. Fu Hua seemed to have exhausted all her strength and said with a chilling chill, friend. There is no conscience in your words, only bottomless selfishness and lies. Trampling on other people's feelings, playing with other people's fate. You don't even feel guilty. Otto Apocalypse, you make me feel pathetic, and disgusted from the bottom of my heart. Cheng Lishue, shame on you. I never thought Otto was so shameless. He was the one who had been hiding this from Master and stabbing Master in the back. And he even said that Master was his enemy. Vigo, hate him and curse him, everyone can do what they want. All of this is a necessary sacrifice. Qingling Shuang, not good. Master has never hated a person so much. Father Otto, everything that Karen left behind and the spirit she passed on seem to have been forgotten by my other self. Maybe he hasn't forgotten it, but he ultimately failed Karen's expectations. Boom. Thunder roared across the sky, and darkness followed. The light in Otto's hand condensed into a golden pistol, pointing at Fu Hua. This was a very long time, so long that Otto seemed to recall everything that had happened in the past 500 years. This was another short period of time, so short that Otto made a choice in an instant. I didn't lie. Bang. The red bullet pierced through the skull again, just like it did 500 years ago. Fu Hua fell to the ground silently, blood gradually overflowing. But Otto knew that Fu Hua was immortal, so he brought Fu Hua back to the headquarters and began to repair her body. He believed that Fu Hua would understand him. Fujimaru Ritsuka, Fu Hua is going to die again. Huh? Why did I say again? Loki, it's so hard to make the old man in this world die once. Natsu, Otto wants to kill people to silence them. Taking advantage of others' misfortune. Kaltsit, is this the last confession of the truth? Maybe he really has something hidden in him, or maybe his plan is not just the second stage. Wolverine, the bullet went through her skull, she's really going to lose her memory this time, maybe she has forgotten Danju Tsangshuan and everything. Yihei, even if the consciousness of this body is revived again, will you still be you? It's no different from communicating with a corpse. Work. Chapter 97. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The self, the superego, the birth of the Herschers of consciousness, beating Otto's soul steel face. At the moment of being killed by Otto, Fu Hua activated the zero-rated power of Yu Duken. Her consciousness left her fused warrior body and attached itself to the depths of Kiana's consciousness. At the same time, her consciousness found the terminator of this war, Wolyangta Jizi, Dr. Strange, thank you for the generous gift. Can the soul leave the body and not die after the physical body dies? Is this Yuduken? Kiana Kislana, squad leader. The squad leader has possessed me. Young man, I'm afraid that Kiana can play landlord with 3 people in her body. Jizi, why did Fu Hua find me in this world? Could it be that I am the victim? The scene changed, and at this time, Wolyangta Jizi was leaning against the wall with a fuzzy consciousness. The erosion of Honkai energy made her die soon. I saw red and white feathers floating in the air. Jizi was in a trance, and the HSNB 46 Honkai energy serum appeared in her hand. Is this serum? Jizi glanced to the side, and the shadow with an immortal-like posture stood tall, but Jizi saw it at a glance. March 7, wow. Aunt Jizi, please don't die. Xing, Jizi. Joseph's face, Yuan Tiangang. Today, Fu Hua enters the realm of immortals on Earth again. Nanami Tuko, I've seen other looks for a long time, and suddenly I feel that Fu Hua is so beautiful like this, very good at talking, indeed, 643, with an immortal appearance, white hair and a youthful face, he is a true immortal in terms of both strength and the impression he has in the eyes of the world. Is that you? Fu Hua did not deny it, but told her that injecting the serum would extend her lifespan, but she would lose the power of the Valkyrie. Then Fu Hua pointed out a way out. If you follow the sentry tower, you will find the shelter. GZ rejected Fu Hua's kindness and wanted to save Teresa and the others. Fu Hua was silent for a while, and then said that if GZ wanted to fight to the end, she should go to the laboratory on the other side of the sentry tower as soon as possible. By Xinan, after losing her power, she received endless insults and powerlessness. I believe that even if she is a woman, she will not give up this power. Aurelia, if you don't stop it, the world will be destroyed. It's better to go to the battlefield to win a chance of survival than to die in a cowardly way. Yulindel, the world will not be destroyed, I will take action. The Jin. Oh, if Fu Hua finds it useful, it must be a treasure. Otto is a good hider. The scene changed, and GZ dragged her exhausted body to the end of the laboratory, where a set of crimson armor was imprisoned. This is the blank key called the prototype of the god-killing armor in this generation. Fu Hua signaled GZ to get ready, then approached the blank key and extended her hand. Access request confirmed, mental wavelength authentication begins. Authentication completed, category, 0 level clearance, group, confident. Request successful, switch to dress mode. The blank key is fully unfolded, and the Flame Hersher's core plague gem embedded on it lights up. Gakuwa Sherdao, blank key. It's stable. Kuretani Kazuto, Dr. May, a scientist who has no power at all, can kill Herschers indiscriminately by wearing the blank key, not to mention the Valkyrie Himiko. Hikari. Don't underestimate the power of scientists. Sei Zhongren, I see, the certification set by Dr. May can only be passed by the Fire Chaser, which is why Otto can't use his trump card. Shinnon, female version of flame dragon armor or something. Come on Himiko, you must save the world. After putting on the blank key, infinite power poured into GZ's body, and the power of the Herschers flowed in the blank key. GZ picked up the matching weapon of the throne of the gods, the Godfall sword Sertel, and asked with gratitude and confusion, Fu Hua, who are you? I am just a person who wants to change the status quo like you. This feather has reached its limit, and Fu Hua is about to disappear. At the end of disappearance, Fu Hua clasped her hands together and said with regret, Major GZ, thank you for your teachings all the time. If we are destined to meet again, we will meet again in the future. Surtur, what? Why does this sword have the same name as me? Surtur, the falling sword. Ha 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 ha. I like this name. Kadoya, Fu Hua is just a fusion warrior passing by. Captain, see you in the future. We can't meet in the future because there will always be one person missing. AI Hyperion, upstairs, take off your veil. Conan, see you in the future. After all, Fu Hua can be resurrected. At this point, the screen suddenly turned dark, but the sound that rang out symbolized that the golden list was not over yet. Hey! Wake up! You've been sleeping for too long. Things are different now, your brain is intact, quickly search your memory and remember who you are, we still have a lot of things to do. The voice is completely different from Fu Hua's. She is lively, full of vitality and a little childish. I am your true self, the most primitive and instinctive you. March 7, what a lively voice. Wait. Fu Hua's true self. So cute. Ex-master, the true self should be talking to Fu Hua. Has Fu Hua's body been completely restored? Can Otto really do it? Ryugi Shiki, this may not only be the true self, but also another consciousness. Xiaoyu, It's hard to imagine that the true self that is as old as my dad can be so lively and cute. A faint voice followed closely, I am the superego, don't worry, you are not schizophrenic or crazy, we are you. The lively voice urged, the self has not yet been born. Because you don't know who you are. Without one of you, we can't become the real me. Countless memories appeared in the golden list screen. Starting from Shanghai City, everything in the past 50,000 years poured into his mind like a tide. The self is born. Self, they are all you. Superego, they were you. ID, they are part of you, get it? There is no time to waste. Guizi, what Fu Hua said is very interesting. What is the origin of all things in the universe? Has the ego really come? Tathagata. Zhang Sanfeng, from what she said, the ID, ego and superego are combined into one to form Fu Hua. Could it be that Fu Hua has entered the process of the three corpses becoming one? Guxiaoluan, Fu Hua's burned memories are equivalent to the deleted data. How did they retrieve the void data? To Shan Rongrong, the ego looks like Fu Hua herself, the superego is equivalent to her in the immortal period, and the ID is like a child. 0, the ID is equivalent to the wildest part of the heart. Maybe Fu Hua's wildest side is like this. At the urging of her superego and ego, she began to look through her memories and opened her eyes. She looked around, she was deep inside a life support chamber. Under the guidance of her superego and ego, the ignorant Fu Hua understood everything and found a very simple way to leave the life support cabin that was most suitable for her. She clenched her fists, and endless power flowed through her body. She had never felt so good. This feeling is the power she possessed when she was at her peak before her divine voice was broken. Bang! The life support cabin was shattered by a circle. Fu Hua stepped on the ground and happened to see Otto, Zeta, Caracolita. I remembered something bad. Fu Hua is not going to turn evil, is she? Qianjia, good. Kill. Kill all those who bully Hua. Crazy bull, quack. The red kite immortal has returned to the peak and returned to nature, and even went a step further. The incomparable power is going to kill everything. Dr. Roman, great force works miracles. Confused, she is completely following the guidance of instinct and self, she is going to lose control. Otto looked at Fu Hua with some surprise. He didn't want her to die, and he also believed that Fu Hua would not die. Looking at Otto, the three of me kept chattering in Fu Hua's mind. The superego is very rational, the ego is somewhat hesitant, and the ID is extremely radical and spontaneous. But in the end, all they had towards Otto was malice. Superego, he is a poisonous snake. Self, he took the lives of everyone at St. Freya Academy. Myself, kill him. Mebius, Otto can fix Hua's body, he's a pretty nice guy. Aha, laugh, Otto, you won't be able to laugh in a while. Miki Sayaka, this myself is a bit too extreme. Zero, how should I put it? The contrast between myself and Fu Hua is really big. Is this her nature? Qianjie, well. I like my own Hua. She gets along well with me. The three of me kept persuading and urging Fu Hua. Cheng Lishue's departure made her sad, and the feeling of being killed made her heartbroken. Fu Hua finally took a step towards Otto. To read the exciting novel, go to Faloo Novel Network. Wait. Old friend, snap. Before Otto's smile could turn into doubt, his soul steel face was grabbed by Fu Hua and pressed against the wall. Tesla, great. I'm going to beat Otto up and give him the ultimate insult. Cocolia, I have to say, seeing Otto like this is as refreshing and comfortable as putting on new panties on New Year's morning. Bronya Rand, mother, what are you talking about? Mother, why do you know Otto? Great guardian Cocolia, huh? Ye God's son, hee. Otto, who is always strategizing, has such a day. Seeing him being treated like this is like seeing the kid from Kamasato's family being beaten up. Luna, Fu Hua, just think of it as for Cheng Lishue and yourself, use Kai Tian on Otto. Ekawabu 4.3, I've been disliking this guy for a long time. Beat him to death. Superego, how sad. Self, he deserves it. Myself, la. Snap. Bang. Boom. Snap. Fu Hua punched him one after another. Then a violent explosion sounded at the Tianming headquarters. When the active S-class Valkyrie Yulindel came to the laboratory, she found that the wall of the laboratory was broken. Bishop Otto collapsed in the corner, his green eyes no longer shining. Yugahama Yui, wow. What a cute ego. Although a little extreme, these little details are so cute. Dongfang Huaizhu, why do I always feel that the immortal's ego is like a child younger than Qin Lan? Qingling Shuang, don't worry about it, it's very cute anyway. Lin, Chaoyu, if the master had shown this side earlier, it would be great, but it's a pity, damn Shanine. Qianjie, it must have been Mobius. Ms. Hershers of knowledge, don't praise me, I won't be shy. Bai, Xiaofei, oh my god. Punches hit the flesh. I feel so good watching these few rounds. Ifrit, Otto is dead. I can only say open the champagne. Tadakoro Koji, Otto, you've been played hard, sad, request flowers. Chapter 98. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Knowing the treasure punches destiny and kicks the world snake. I am the only one. The scene changes, and Fu Hua falls into the dark sea, getting farther and farther away from the light. In the depths of this endless dream, I gaze at myself who has completely changed beyond all recognition. Da Vinci, isn't the ego Fu Hua? Why is there another Fu Hua here? Hey Huang, fuck. Her consciousness is in another place, so her body. Emperor Corpse Spiritual. Mickey Shuang, didn't the body be repaired? Why is it so unrecognizable again? Shining, unfortunately, this probably means that the ego has taken control of the body. The scene changes to the headquarters of Tianming. Bang. The watchtower on the floating island of the Destiny headquarters exploded. The strongest S-class Valkyrie in active service, Yulindel, flew out of the watchtower and fell to the ground. After being knocked over several times, Yolandel managed to steady her body with the black abyss and white flower, and a black shadow followed behind her. King! Yolandel roared, and the guardian spirit appeared behind her, creating a blue barrier to block the black shadow's attack. However, the next moment, the 360-degree black and red feathers turned into sharp swords and surrounded Yulon Dire. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The rain of swords stabbed down, and Yolandel collapsed to the ground helplessly, and the guardian spirit behind her also collapsed. Rita, impossible. Absolutely impossible. My lady Yolandel is the best in the world. Wanzhong Longwo, the strongest Valkyrie, looks very powerful. How come she was defeated so quickly? Guangmingyuan Gates, I didn't expect that she was defeated to the point of rolling on the ground. Is Fu Hua that strong? Joseph Joestar, this woman is a stand user. I never expected that her stand has such a high resistance to attacks. Yuan Tiangang, everything is a sword. Fu Hua's memory of 50,000 years is really terrifying. Yan Qin, as expected of Martial Hua. This is worthy of being called Wanjian Tianlai. The scene changes again. The World Snake headquarters. Kevin was blown away by the impact, and turned over and stood on the floating stone. He clenched the Holy Judge of Heavenly Fire and said solemnly, "Friend or foe, choose." Boom! The Holy Judge of Heavenly Fire swung his sword and turned it into an endless sea of fire. However, the black shadow leaped in the fire and suddenly uttered the voice of Fu Hua. Everything in the past ended in failure, and the people I wanted to protect also disappeared. Fu Hua's voice gradually became more and more arrogant, and a wicked smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. Only unforgettable regret can bring about a complete transformation. Kevin, surrounded by the black feather sword, pointed the Holy Judge of Heavenly Fire at Fu Hua, but his eyes were full of shock and disbelief. Thor, oh! Odin! Even Kevin can't get the upper hand. Kagaya Shinomiya, the memory of the region has suddenly been awakened. Is this guy the one who was beaten by Kevin? Kamiju Toma, it does look a bit like him, then there's no need to worry. Okita Suji, it turned out to be Ms. Hershers of Knowledge. There's really no need to worry, she's a comedian. Conan, I have a question, since Kevin can beat the Hershers of Knowledge, why is he so shocked at this moment? Dazai Osamu, maybe he wouldn't have thought that the Hershers is his comrade in arms of 50,000 years, so he's shocked, right? The scene changes to an overpass outside Tincheong City. It is raining heavily and a cool motorcycle is driving at high speed. Bronya seemed to have sensed something while driving. She turned her head and saw a black shadow riding a missile and driving side by side with her. Silver Wolf car. What a fast car. What a cool car. As a Star Corps hunter, I should also have such a cool car. Alice, wow. What a cool motorcycle. It must be able to drive very fast. Arjuna, as an Indian god, I actually feel a little moved when I see this motorcycle. It's so strange. Great Guardian Kokolia, Bronya, you have to watch out. Don't learn from this will-o'-the-wisp girl. Sooner or later, something will happen. Berserker Lancelot, somewhat familiar, not sure, take another look. Su Kei, there is a way to fly with a missile. So cool. What a novel way to show off. Boom. The missile hit Bronya and intercepted her, blowing her into the sea. A spherical protective shield protected Bronya. Bronya had just recovered when she saw a black shadow rushing over and grabbing the shield with a wild laugh. The heavy armored bunny grabbed Bronya and threw her out, then blew itself up and dragged the shadow. However, a terrifying laugh came from the shadow, and the shadow completely lost control. She said excitedly, "Now, let me do it myself. Go and make this world what I want it to be." Bruce Wayne, flower of laughter. Fujiwara Chika, scary. It's like a ghost popping up in a horror movie. This filter is really scary. Shuten Duji, at this time, Fu Hua looks more like a demon than me. Rimuru, it's hard to imagine that this body that has been guarding for thousands of years has given birth to such an evil and terrifying existence. The novel was taken from the Rawlers website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. The novel was taken from the Rawlers website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. Lady Hershers of Knowledge, who are you calling evil? Huh? Who are you calling evil? BT, Agreement 3, protect the pilot. The re-armored bunny is a qualified titan. Merlin, mental breakdown is normal. The reversal brought about by her suppressed hatred and anger for 5,000 years is enough to become an evil that threatens the human world. Scarlet Witch, make the world what I want it to be. The scene then shifted to the rooftop of a tall building, with dark clouds rolling in the sky and bursts of red light. Kiana was half squatting on the ground, with a tornado of red mist in front of her. In the black and red storm, Fu Hua, wearing a devilish outfit, with white hair and red eyes, turned her back to Kiana and smiled wildly at 45. What? You don't recognize me? Kiana-san, I will change everything. Sakura Kyoko, why is Fu Hua learning my moves? Young man, is this the 45th chapter of Shinbo? Kirishima Tuka, too ominous. The last time I saw this kind of scene was when Mato Sakura turned evil. Very good at talking Jinjuan, although they both have white hair and a young face, she now has an evil charm and arrogance out of nowhere, and has completely lost her fairy spirit. Wu Chen, turning everything around. What a bold move. Then I'd like to see if you can do it. The screen went dark, and then a full moon appeared, illuminating the countless swords in the sword tomb. The voice of the Hershers of Knowledge appears on screen. Times have changed. We no longer have to play other roles, we can be ourselves, yes. The real us. A line of words appeared on the screen. Knowledgeable, the source of all souls, I, the master of all sentient beings' consciousness and thoughts. Ashina Ishin, yes, times have changed. Those who blindly follow traditions will be eliminated sooner or later. Lidong King, I think so too. The conservatives should indeed disappear in history. Aizen, interesting, living in consciousness, does it mean that she is invincible in the field of consciousness? Kaltsit, no, she can't beat Kevin in the field of consciousness, but such a long delay is enough to prove her strength. Ex-professor, she is born with the most powerful psychic ability, but the Hershers, is also unusual. To read the violent novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. A round of Tai Chi appeared, and then the scene changed to the ancestral hall of Fuyin Temple. The Hershers of Knowledge was sitting on a chair with his legs crossed, and 4 big characters were written on the calligraphy and painting hanging behind him. I am the only one who is supreme. Xiong Ba, so arrogant. I don't even dare to put that I am the only one behind my back. Dongfang Yuechu, oh my god. I didn't dare to do that when I defeated the invincible opponents in both the human and demon worlds. Miyamoto Musashi, another meaning of I am the only one, is unparalleled in the world. I am looking forward to the battle with Fu Hua. Qin Ke, ah. The marshal is so domineering. The domineering marshal fell in love with me. In the past, I experienced failure. The image of Hua who failed to stop the erosion of the Hershers flashed by. Betrayed. The image of Otto pointing a gun at him flashed by. Lost everything, the image of Fu Hua holding the hand of Qing Lixue flashed by. And now, the Hershers of consciousness raised his lips, and the ancestral hall behind him disappeared. Only the moonlight reflected by the sea and the sky was left. I will control everything. This is the complete Qi Yuan, the complete Fu Hua, the complete, me. Dio, the power of the Hershers, immortal and immortal, at its peak, even the most powerful enemy can't resist it now, right? Qin Sui, in the eyes of the master, are we just passers-by? Qing Lixue, I am all masters. I am finally recognized. Gagula, it is true that I control everything. Whether it is this power or the power of the enchanting mind, it will bring great harm to the world. The scene changed again. This time, in the darkness, Fu Hua and the Hershers of consciousness were facing each other. Fu Hua said calmly, "At the moment when Otto killed me, I activated the zero-rated power of Yu Duken. So, what do you want to say?" Fu Hua looked at the Hershers of knowledge with serious eyes. "Since I'm standing here, then, who are you?" "Amiya Shiro, is the show of me beating myself about to begin?" "Black Emperor, stupid. This is clearly a corpse in spirit. Son Goku, this time we have to distinguish the real Fu Hua from the fake one. Rimuru, no matter how similar they are, Fu Hua and the Hershers of knowledge are like a wise man and a child. Deadpool, the great Hershers of knowledge is 3 years old. The debate between Fu Hua and the Hershers of knowledge begins, and the Hershers of knowledge's existence is known to everyone in the world. All of Fu Hua's memories of the past 50,000 years were poured into the mind of the newly born Hershers. The trinity of self, superego and ego, the Harrier becomes Fu Hua, not Fu Hua who becomes the Harrier. The Hershers of consciousness was born in Fu Hua's body a long time ago, but Fu Hua's existence always suppresses the Hershers of consciousness. After Fu Hua activated Yu Duken's zero-rated power and left this body, the Hershers was born successfully. Old Heavenly Master, 50,000 years of memory, no wonder, it's good that his brain didn't explode. Alicia, the Hershers became Hua. How funny, I didn't expect the Hershers to be stupid by human memory. Hikigaya, Hachiman, poor Hershers of knowledge, he became Fu Hua as soon as he was born. Chapter 99. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dust crossing. The scene changes. Kiana and Bronya come to Taishu Mountain to find a way to control Honkai energy. In Taishu Mountain, Kiana encountered the Hershers of knowledge. The Hershers of knowledge suppressed Fu Hua, but couldn't win the argument, so she left Fu Hua's consciousness behind, so that she could see with her own eyes that Kiana recognized her as Fu Hua. Deadpool, do you think you are Fu Hua? Lady Hershers of knowledge, I think I am. Kafka, she is now like a child who is not recognized and is eager to prove herself to others. Mordred, who are you pointing at upstairs? Spider-Girl, my true self is definitely Fu Hua. How can she not be my true self? Even if she becomes the Hershers, she is still Fu Hua. The Hershers of knowledge pulled Kiana into the great illusionary realm and showed her countless choices. However, Kiana firmly stated that she was not Fu Hua. The Hershers of consciousness was not angry, but instead moved the scene to the sword tomb. Since you say you can't convince Kiana, just beat her up. After all, she is Fu Hua. Elmeloy too, put yourself in her shoes. Fu Hua will definitely make a different choice for the same situation. Kiana knows Fu Hua so well that she must know. Gilgamesh, the way she handles it is like a child who has not yet understood the principles of everything and makes a decision based on his preferences. It is naive and chaotic. Uzumaki Naruto, you just started to fight because you can't win the argument? The Hershers of knowledge is really stubborn. The Hershers of knowledge taunted Kiana while fighting her, and at the same time, he kept giving her a way out. However, Kiana didn't answer at all. She was not Fu Hua and never would be. Seeing that Kiana refused to admit that she was Fu Hua even though she was suppressed, the Hershers of knowledge became anxious and attacked more and more severely, and his already unstable mentality became even more irritable. Ding dong. Dong. Clang. The attack of the Hershers of knowledge was like a violent storm, and the spear continued to put pressure on Kiana. Fu Hua continued to give Kiana weak help from the feathers in Kiana's body, but it was only to resist the attack. Tien Batten, anxious. Look, the Hershers of knowledge is anxious, this mentality is too bad. Uchiha Obito, the angry child is about to be born, and Kiana is going to suffer. Danhine, this gun skill is very exquisite, even a person in a rage can play this advantage. Scathack, I really want to compete with this little girl in gun skills. Asuna, with the help of Fu Hua, Kiana is like turning on the dodge plug-in, all the dodges are maxed out. Seeing that the time was almost up, Kiana no longer held back her power of the Hershers of the Void, and flew in the air, firing the spear of the sub-void non-stop. The Hershers of Consciousness followed closely behind with his sword-flying plane, and the plane behind him shot towards Kiana. Damn it, damn it, damn it. The Hershers of Consciousness fought and shouted, but all the flying swords were swallowed by the wormhole and fell to the ground behind. The Hershers of Knowledge rushed forward, picked up his long sword and struck 3 times, shouting angrily, "You bunch of fools, idiots! Why are you blocking my way? Why are you helping those losers? They are all losers." Kiana was knocked to the ground, and a purple light appeared above her head. The Hershers of Knowledge hangs in the air, with his sword raised, the blackened Chi Yuan appears behind him, and the Taishu sword god slowly gathers. Yen Qing, flying with a sword, manipulating a flying sword. It's so cool. And it's the kind of skill that can be used in actual combat. Thank you, Marshal. Li Xiaoyao, it's so cool. I must learn the sword technique. To Sokka Rin, Kiana is really in danger this time. Hua's power is not as good as the Hershers of Knowledge, and she doesn't have any killer moves herself. Tai Gong Wan, the Black Taishu sword god, this murderous intent is so cold, it's simply insane. Su Mei So, Master can also be insane. Kiana stared at the Taishu sword god blankly, not knowing how to respond. Then the long-accumulated Fu Hua appeared. Her shadow overlapped with Kiana's body, guiding Kiana to slowly perform the movements of the Great Void Sword God. Kiana, control your power and remember what I taught you. God is the ultimate in change. The golden ball of light turned into a sharp sword, and the magic circle of the 5 elements and 8 diagrams unfolded under Kiana's feet. The Hershers of Consciousness became even more furious. A black and purple-red kite flew down from the sky. How could I lose to this guy? The 2 Taishu sword gods collided. However, the Hershers of Consciousness was no match for Fu Hua and Kiana, and this time she was defeated by the Taishu sword god. Guxiaoluan, what the hell? Kiana can do it too. What kind of comprehension is this? She can do the divine essence. Hasho Aimu, even if all Fu Hua's data is given to Kiana, she can't learn it so quickly. The landlady, I thought Qingling Shuang was a rare genius in a century, but I didn't expect Kiana to be rare in 1,000 years. The king of debts, is this considered borrowing Fu Hua's power? You have to pay it back later, Dinah, the match is over, the left side lost. When Kiana looked up again, everything around her had disappeared, leaving only a blank space. Fu Hua had her back to her, holding a ball made of feathers in her hand. Thank you, Kiana, Hershers, leave it to me. The illusion is about to end, you can go back. This time, it may be a farewell forever. Wait a minute, squad leader. Maybe there is another way, Kiana said anxiously. Maybe, Fu Hua said calmly, but, this is my mission. Kiana was stunned. The word mission is extremely heavy, and everyone is carrying it. Loki, another person is walking alone. Are you all saviors? Holy Kaisha, Fu Hua is a truly righteous person, and her justice shines brightly. Jeopard, protecting is her only destiny. Is this will enough to move the guardian star god? Kadoya, I believe Fu Hua will not die so easily. After all, she has set a flag in the opposite direction. Zhongli, the mission has worn you out too much. It's time to rest. Boom. The collision of Taishu sword god disintegrated the illusion, everything around was collapsing, and a feather slowly fell down. If nothing unexpected happened, this was Fu Hua's relic. Kiana caught the feather and watched it disintegrate with sadness. Then her eyes became firm. Enough. It's like this again. I can't accept sacrificing myself for victory, give the squad leader back to me. Pieces of imaginary crystals wrapped around the feathers, and Kiana used the power of the Hershers of the Void to open the consciousness space that could not be opened. Liang Bing, the power of the Hershers of the Void is more terrifying than I thought. Is the consciousness space also considered a space? Dan Zhu, come on, Kiana. You must pull Hua, the stupid guy, back. Sun Xian, she has been lonely for 5,000 years, we can't let her be lonely forever. We believe in you, Kiana. Harry Potter, yeah. How can a victory gained through sacrifice be called a victory? That's a fight to the death. A colorful tail of light appeared, and a colorful black appeared in front of Kiana. Stepping into the consciousness space, countless memory fragments flashed, and Kiana plunged into this colorful black. The darkness dissipated, and colorful white appeared. The huge pressure prevented Kiana from moving towards the deepest part of the consciousness space. To read the exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. Chiyuan Immortal, I didn't lie. Bang. Kiana turned around suddenly, but was shot down by Fu Hua. Fu Hua's voice appeared in the void. I have experienced too much betrayal and deception. Kiana gritted her teeth and got up. Squad leader, I will never lie to you, Shinji Ikari. In that colorful black, I believe that you, Kiana, will also save the girl who is waiting for you. Tosaka Tokiomi, the humiliation of betrayal is unbearable, especially so many betrayals. It's not easy for Fu Hua to survive. Tesla, I curse you, Otto, UGZZ. Guojing, a generation of immortals was heartbroken by betrayal. The 7 disciples of Taishu are really scum of the martial arts world. Phew. As soon as Kiana got up, the surrounding environment immediately turned into a snowy field, and the spear of the sky nailed Qing Lixue to death. Master. Lixue, I can only accompany you here. Fu Hua's voice sounded again. Those who trusted me were also affected by me. Kiana clenched her fists, her face full of confidence. I'm very strong, don't worry about me getting hurt. Fujiwara Chika, woo woo woo. Little angel Lixue. The only disciple who loves Fu Hua. Misaka Mikoto, it's because of those 7 beasts that Fu Hua and Qing Lixue have a rift. Qing Lixue is so good. Tushan Susu, if there is an afterlife, Lixue must become a real relative of Fu Hua. Huaingxiong, there is nothing worse than a star of misfortune. It kills the people around you, and in the end, only you are still alive. Shengongbao, Kiana is right. As the god of the earth, she doesn't have to worry about karma killing her. Snap. The ground suddenly broke apart, and a tunnel like a kaleidoscope appeared, with countless chains blocking the middle. The shadows of Kevin Eden, the 7 swords of Taishu, and Danju Tsangxuan flashed by one as Kiana fell. Fu Hua's voice was filled with helplessness and loneliness. No matter how hard I try, I can't stop the passage of time. In the end, I am still alone. Fujiwara no Moko, no matter if they are ordinary people or emperors, they all want immortality in the end, but they don't know that the scars in the hearts of immortals will be difficult to heal for half a lifetime. Remlia Scarlet, yes. As an immortal, no matter what you do, you will only lose in the end. Only by closing your heart can you not be so painful. Zhongli, even a rock can hardly withstand the erosion of time. The world has changed, and the old friends are gone. I want to buy osmanthus flowers and carry wine together, but it is not like the young traveler. Kiana's faith grew stronger. She sank to the deepest part of the tunnel, looked at the door covered with chains, and clenched her fists to emit colorful light. I won't let you, alone. Boom. The sealed space was broken, and Fu Hua inside it slowly turned around, looking at Kiana who came here in disbelief. Sierra Fulii 100 feints. Ibaraki Duji, what is the composition of this punch? It broke through the barrier between reality and spirit. Itsuka Kotori, the expression on Fu Hua's face when she turned around is really heartbreaking. Kiana? Why are you here? Fu Hua carefully reached out her hand and tried to hold Kiana's hand, but her mission bound her and made her pull her hand back. If the seal is broken, bang. Kiana reached out and grabbed Fu Hua's wrist and pulled her over. Then I will beat her up again. Kiana looked at Fu Hua's panicked face and said seriously, "You want to escape from me?" "No way. Fu Xian, it's a bit sad." Xian Zhao Zhao. She longs to be redeemed but is bound by her mission. She was just an ordinary girl before she became a fusion warrior, Fujiwara Chika. Wow. Kiana. Kiana. She's a Sanueki, so cool. Kiana is simply a domineering president. Alicia, wow. As expected of the girl who is with Mei. You're awesome for conquering and redeeming Hua. I praise you, Siki Sayaka, if this isn't love. Ehara Yuzu. This is love. Ms. Hershers of knowledge, by me, come on, right? How come I didn't know you said that, Kiana? I'm still protecting you as my little brother, and you say that to me? Ms. Hershers of knowledge, ah. I'm so mad. I'm going to beat you up. Fu Hua's expression was gentle, fragile, and at the same time she looked at Kiana with expectation. This was the first time in 50,000 years that she felt dependent. She finally didn't have to bear everything alone. The screen of the golden list went black, white ripples spread out, and a line of words appeared on the screen. Suns and moons rise and fall, the world changes. I have experienced separation and become accustomed to despair. I don't know what time is, and I am dying in endless reincarnation, just for the mission. Zhongli, you have also ushered in your redemption. When can I usher in mine? Whitebeard, I finally have someone to rely on in my lonely life. It really puts a perfect end to this imperfect ending. Holy Kaisha, I pay tribute to the pioneer Hua. The five omnipotents have existed longer than the god-level civilization. Your guardian will is the star that illuminates the universe. The gold list scene ends here, please transfer flowers. Chapter 100. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Top 8. The Age of Gods, the Ocean of Atlantis, the day the gods were shot down, the top 9 of the golden list ended, but the reward list did not appear. When Kevin made his wish, Fu Hua, who was in the same worldview as him, was naturally pulled into the world line of the Golden Courtyard. Not long after the top 9 ended, the top 8 also appeared. A review of the top 10 most shocking scenes in the universe. Second round. Ranking in no particular order. Top 8. The day when the giant god of the age of gods, Ocean Atlantis, shot down the gods. This is a painting of dreams. All heroes who do not rely on God gather on a ship, a world that cannot possibly exist. Glory belongs to the Argonauts' expedition forever. As soon as the top 8 came out, it immediately caused an uproar in the world. In the FGO world, Roman scratched his hair, feeling a headache but also a little relieved. The headache was because a world on the list would naturally reveal a lot of secrets, and involving the age of gods and heroic spirits, it must be a part of the correction of human principles. Could it be that the final singularity is not the final singularity? The relief was that if this matter was exposed, the wish opportunity obtained could naturally save human principles without bloodshed. In the FZ world, Gilgamesh watched all this with great interest. He tried to use the Star of Omniscience to watch it all, but the future seemed like a fog that could not be seen, which made him even more interested. In the Dikuo world, Loki was originally very interested in the heroes, but when she saw the Argol, she suddenly thought of something. Argo? Could it be that ship? In the end of the Valkyrie world, when Zeus saw the Argo, he suddenly realized that this was the story of the Greek gods. But a mere Argo, a group of humans and demigods, can be called heroes? Thinking of this, Zeus felt a little disdainful. At this time, the chat area of the Dimension Gold list also started a heated discussion. Aqua, which world is on the list? Is there anyone here who can say something? Fujimaru Ritsuka, thanks for the invitation. It's me, but I'm in the human world, so I don't know which singularity Atlantis is. Scotty, no matter what singularity it is, you have to be careful. The sea is the most terrifying and dangerous place in the world. Aquaman, bullshit. How 710 beautiful is the ocean? How come no one can appreciate it? Astolfo, by the way, it would be great to gather all the famous heroes in the legend together. It would be more interesting than the Holy Grail War. Holmes, my friend, is it possible that what Ritsuka Fujimaru experienced was the largest Holy Grail war in history? Elmeloi too, huh? I thought the Holy Grail war with Enkidu, Gilgamesh and the Pale Knight present was already the largest, but I didn't expect there would be an even bigger one. Jotaro Kujo, heroic spirits. Expeditionary force. What are they expeditioning for? It takes a ship of heroes to go on the expedition. Fu Xian, is this also a myth on Earth? Are there really heroes who don't rely on God? Danesleb, humans are the greatest existence. They are lives that can create all miracles. Luther, that's right. Gods are not great. Humans are great. Amid the discussions of the audience from all over the world, the Golden List inventory began. At the beginning of the scene, a blue sphere is suspended in the war room, and the lights of civilization are lit on it, symbolizing the existence of civilization. Jean Bang gave an introduction to this thing. Chaldeas, a simulated model of the Earth's environment, is an instrument that projects the soul of a planet to observe the planet's condition. Strange, is this thing the same as the model in the sanctuary? Ancient One, the observation instrument in the sanctuary can only observe the situation of the array, and cannot observe human civilization. Xiaojiang, oh my God! Isn't this equivalent to Red Alert opening the entire map? Angel Yen, wait! Planets have souls. Or only the Earth has them? According to scientific calculations, souls are illusory things. Aurelian soul, I have fabricated countless stars, they are all living beings, and I believe this world is the same. Xing, fuck. Who is the big guy upstairs? However, the azure Chaldeas slowly turned red, like a fireball, and the lights of civilization on it had gone out. History has been distorted, and the past of human civilization has been burned as fuel. As the past has been distorted, humanity has already lost its future. In order to save humanity and prevent it from burning, the last master of mankind, Ritsuka Fujimaru, and the subservient Mash Kirilite, began the journey to save humanity. Cab. Young man, why did humans become extinct again? Why do all the famous scenes happen on Earth? Faloo Xiaojin gang, fuck. Stop. The universe is going to explode again. Dazai Osamu, according to the time paradox in Strange Issue, the mastermind behind this time is very clever. Without the past, there would be no present. 0. The only mastermind who can tamper with the timeline is Tartarus, Ikari, Shinji, Ritsuka Fujimaru. Is a girl who is not yet an adult going to shoulder the great cause of saving the world? Yatsuya, Miko, huh? The Ritsuka Fujimaru I saw was a black-haired boy. Schrödinger, does everyone see something different? Ritsuka Fujimaru is really an indescribable person, no wonder he is the savior. The scene began to change constantly, and the scenes of Fujimaru Ritsuka and Mashu stepping into the singularities of various countries in the past also appeared in the 10,000 worlds. 100 Years War. The pure white Joan of Arc is in opposition to the dark witch Joan of Arc, leading heroes from all ages to seize the distortion point placed in this era, the Holy Grail. Qin Lu, whale. I somehow resonate with this saint, could she be a Gaul? Gildred, oh. It's the saint. Oh. Xing, why is the person upstairs crazier than me? Tushan Rongrong, the huge source of magic power that distorts the historical node is the Holy Grail. No wonder this is also the Holy Grail War. Draco Malfoy, I have to say. The witch who controls the dragon is so handsome. The Empire of Perpetual Madness. The emperors of all dynasties in Rome appeared in front of the audience from all over the world, and the blonde Nero even shocked Britain. Zhuge Kongming, who relied on the body of another, became a master and apprentice with the young Alexander the Great. Altria Pendragon, why does the Emperor of Rome look so much like me? Morgan Le Fay, is this a coincidence? The times don't match. Nero, so, the tyrant Nero in history was actually a beautiful girl? You see, oh, so the Emperor of Rome was also a big guy. In the world of fate, El Meloi too couldn't help but shed tears when he saw the young emperor and the adult him. I know that we will meet again sooner or later, and on that day I will be able to stand by your side with my head held high. Blockade Final 4 sees. The romantic Jason of the Arger and Drake, who shot down the sun, started a game. The oldest pirate in the human race versus the pioneer of the stars, MacArthur. Give her a fleet, she can defeat the British Empire. This is the pioneer of the stars, Captain Drake. Whitebeard, ahahaha. A pirate who defeats a top-level Imperial maritime force is a true 4 emperors. To read the exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. Luffy, explore the sea with the spirit of adventure and exploration. This is the great navigator I want to be. Huayi, this Jason, why do I like him so much? Maybe we have a high affinity. Death World Magic Fog City. Under the burning of human nature, the clock tower was destroyed. There was no news from Atlas Academy, and the Sea of Wandering disappeared without a trace. The white-haired young Jack and the rebellious knight Mordred appeared one by one. The fateful duel between the Dark Knight King and Mordred. Kenneth, impossible. The clock tower cannot be destroyed. Where is the magic marshal? Save him. Aozaki Tuko, so it seems that I am dead too. Atlas Court should be closed, and I think nothing in the Wandering Sea can interfere with it. Grey Shoe can feel that Jack also has no mother and lacks love. Flat, wow. So Jack, your true self looks like this. Too young, isn't it? Crazy Jack, I don't know her at all. How would I know which side of me she is? North American Mythology Wars. Edison, the lion-headed strongman, unites his forces to fight against Queen Maeve and Cuchulainn. The fateful battle between Karna and Arjuna. Medical staff Nightingale slays the whole place. Lobster Dr. Tesla, I am beautiful and charming. How could Dr. Tesla, who is naturally beautiful, be this big guy with a lion's head? Rita Rosweiss, Ms. Tesla, who has become a heroic spirit, is really burly. Tesla, Karna, F.A., so I will finally have this battle with Arjuna in the singularity. I am looking forward to it. Surya Nightingale is indeed a medical staff, with strong strength and boxing skills. Sacred Round Table Realm. The guilty knight Bedivere has walked for 1,000 years in human form, just to return the sword. King Arthur transformed into a ghost and wandered the world. He drew out the holy spear in Jerusalem and marked the end of the world. Mash Kirilight unleashes all power. Fujiwara Ritsukawa and Bedivere battle the Knights of the Round Table, and King Hassan makes a stunning appearance. Huanlong, how is it possible? A mortal can walk for 1,000 years without receiving the gift of abundance. Atreus. His will is far stronger than mine. Margaret Lingguang, just to atone for sins, he can walk for 1,000 years alone to seek redemption. Is this a Knight of the Round Table? Morgan Le Fay. Would King Arthur of panhuman history do this after pulling out the Holy Lance? How is that different from my history? Is this worthy of being called a history of victory? Lancelot, the one inside Mashu is. Galahad. Mashu. Fu. It's Daddy. Fu. Fu. Alex, although the god of death is haunting me everywhere, but seeing that old man's one, it's as if the god of death has really come. Absolute Warcraft Front. The ancient Gilgamesh king versus the alliance of the 3 goddesses. Ishtar, Elegant, Gorgon, Quetzalcoatl, was turned against, and the primordial goddess Tiamat awakened. The king's cannon fired at full power, the golden solidification heavens chains were incarnated, and the Ishtar planet was bombarded. King Hassan gave up his crown with one sword. The sword of separation ended Tiamat. Tosaka Rin, Gilgamesh again, is he a hard worker? Why is he everywhere? But he looks pretty good this time. Wait. Tosaka Tokiomi, this, what is this? Tosaka Rin, I'm possessed by 2 goddesses. Jin, 4 goddesses betrayed the 3 goddesses alliance. Does anyone have any ideas? Fu Xian, the king's treasury and Enkidu have already tasted it, but this arrow made of Venus. It's like the illegitimate daughter of Emperor Bao Siming. Patrolling star god. Anu, the god of heaven. Artosh, King Hassan. Interesting, forcibly giving the possibility of being killed to the unselectable things. This is simply a miracle. Sora/White, giving NPCs health bars is too buggy. As expected of the champion. Crown Temple of Time. Goetia, the mastermind behind the burning of humanity, appears, and all the heroic spirits that have a connection with Fujiwara Ritsuka are summoned spontaneously. Mashu protected Fujiwara Ritsuka and built an unbreakable spiritual shield, but died herself. Dr. Roman reveals his identity as Solomon and uses his third treasure to destroy the beast born from his own corpse. Fujiwara Ritsuka killed Goetia, and Mashu was resurrected by the fourth beast at the cost of reason, and the correction of human reason ended. Uzumaki Baruto TMD is on fire. Yagami Taichi, everyone came to help Fujiwara Ritsuka spontaneously. This is the power of friendship and bond. Bronya Rand, the unbreakable snowflake shield, such a strong will to protect a person. There is no doubt that the person's eyes must have been fixed on her. Alt Lucy, how come I don't know that Casey Pallag would abandon reason to resurrect a person? What a pure person. FGO World, Fujiwara Ritsuka, who speedruns the first story, hugs Mashu tightly with red eyes, as if afraid that Mashu will disappear immediately. At the same time, Mashu also hugs Fujiwara Ritsuka tightly, enjoying this hard-earned warmth. In the war room, Roman's face is embarrassed, but under the threatening eyes of Da Vinci, he still obediently hands over the ring. The continuous images flashed quickly, but they quickly outlined the journey of Fujiwara Ritsukami and Renri Shu. At the same time, the amount of information brought by this footage is extremely huge. What puzzled the audience was that Atlantis did not appear, and the only relevant Jason did not show up like a hero, but like a gangster. Nami, how come Jason is no different from those ordinary pirates, and he is so lustful? Huayi, what nonsense are you talking about, little girl? This is called lust. This is called romantic. Matu Shinji, yes. This is called romantic. At this moment, the picture of the gold list turned white, and Goeitia's voice sounded. 3 big words appeared on the snow-white background. Lost belt.